What's going on, everybody? We are live with another Deal Soldier reselling training. Um, Real quick, I do want to thank Sean and Kathleen for allowing us to meet like this twice a month. The first session that we had earlier this month, we went over the Deal Soldier group, how to navigate it, how to source your first couple of items. Today we're going to go how to take that sourcing and flip it into a profit. Real quick, I just want to show you where we are. We host our trainings twice a month. You can find all the trainings in the Deal Soldier training. You'll get a little calendar invite with a request. That way you get reminded as soon as the training is available or when the training is about to go live. I also want to say, if you're wondering where I've been the last few weeks, I actually went on vacation thanks to utilizing the Deal Soldier tools. It gave me the profit that I needed to take my family out on a 2.5-week vacation, and I didn't have to worry a single thing about money, which is not something I usually do on vacation. So it was awesome. Thanks, Deal Soldier, for giving me the opportunity to invest in the tools, utilize the tools, and provide for my family. First and foremost, or what else I want to talk about is what we're going to cover today. We're going to go over the reseller mindset, what it takes to start reselling, the profit formula, which is pretty simple. We'll go over that real quick. The buy checklist, sourcing, pricing comps, eBay listings, shipping returns, Facebook, and how to be top-rated seller on eBay. I just want to make sure you all can hear me all right. You're live in the chat there. This is a live session. If you have any questions while we are live, go ahead, pop them in chat. I'll try to answer as many questions as I can, as well as we have some awesome moderators, staff, developers inside the chat as well that can assist. If you're ever stuck and we're not in the live session, you want to open up a chat support, you want to reach out to me, or you want to reach out to somebody else, or even if you want me to personally take a look at your eBay listings, open up a chat support ticket, click the green little chat right here. If you want me to personally take a look at your eBay listings, I looked at a couple last time we ran this. Just go ahead, open up a chat support at Buddy, and I'd love to take a look. Just give me a link of one of your listings, and I can take a look at that. But anytime you're stuck or anytime you have any questions, open up a chat support ticket. Simple as clicking that green icon. You get greeted with a new chat, and you can ask away in here, and you'll be greeted with a live support representative or myself or somebody else from the team. So what is reselling? Reselling, very simple. It's just buying low, selling for a profit. So that either means retail arbitrage, which is where you're buying, say, for a clearance price, you're buying for a heavily discounted price. You're taking that, you're selling it for a discounted price, you're selling it for above retail, and you're making a profit on it. That's really all reselling is. It's finding value in where others are overlooking, or your speed, your knowledge will help increase the margins. So key to success. Start learning what sells, what's starting to sell well. List quickly, so as soon as you have the item, start listing it, become consistent in your listing. Start tracking your costs, your fees, your shipping profit. I've seen a lot of people not track what they're selling, and they lose out just by forgetting what they paid for it or not including the packing materials in what they're going to sell that item for. Communicate clearly with your buyers. I would say 30% or 25% of my buyers are repeat buyers, and they keep coming back to me. I have a whole list for the Facebook Marketplace. I have a whole list of contractors. Anytime I get a contractor item or an item that they're looking for, I reach directly out to them. A lot of those items will get sold as soon as I'm on my way home from the store with the item. So the formula to profit, real simple. You take your sale price, what you paid for it. You calculate your costs, your fees, your shipping, your supplies, and as long as that is above what you sell it for, that is true profit. So make sure you're, like I said, calculating all of your costs. Make sure you include the eBay fees that they include, or the shipping price, or even supplies. A lot of people forget that they're paying for bubble wrap, tape, boxes. Make sure you calculate all of that, because you do not want to lose money. You want to make sure that you're consistent, you're tracking everything, you know what that's going to sell for in the future. So before you're buying, what you want to do is check comps. So say if you have an item, you want to know if it's profitable, you're going to take that item, you're going to go to Facebook, you're going to go to eBay, you're going to go to Mercari, you're going to take other comps of people selling that exact item. If there's enough profit for it after the fees and shipping, it's probably worth buying. You're going to check if the condition, if you can prove it with the photos. Really simple, because you're in the Deal Soldier group, a lot of the items that you're buying are brand new in box. Very simple to sell. No questions asked. A lot of them, if there's an issue with the item, you can actually take it back to the retailer, Home Depot or Walmart, or wherever you bought it from, and get a full refund. Easy to store, pack, ship, so make sure you have the space for it. I buy a lot of flooring. I make sure I either have a garage space for it, or I have a storage unit that I get. A lot of my flooring is actually going this week, which is nice. And then any restrictions on, say if you bought an item that you can't sell on eBay, like any alcoholic item or a brand that's not allowed to be sold, you want to take that into account if it's going to be harder to sell for you. Authenticity. For me, I make sure I only sell 100% authentic products. I sell a lot of Neatos, I sell a lot of dumplings, and my reputation's on the line. I want to make sure that I'm only selling authentic products because a lot of my buyers come back to me for that. And then if there's a risk, can I return it? If the item's broken, can I return it? What risk am I taking buying that item? So let's go over an item. Let's go into the Deal Soldier group. We'll just pick a recent item and we'll see how it is to sell. So I'll show you how to check comps on eBay. I'll show you how to check comps on Facebook. And if you have any questions along the way, definitely type them out in the chat and I'll try to answer whatever I come across. Let's go recent Home Depot or recent Walmart. See Walmart clearance. We'll just pick one of these items. Okay, for an example, this Lego McLaren. First thing you can do is take the UPC. You can take the name. We can hop over to eBay and put it right at the top. So I'm taking the UPC. I'm going to search by UPC and see if that item comes up. And I see a ton of these items popping up, which is awesome. So taking a look here. Now, this is items that haven't sold yet. So we're looking at items right now that haven't sold. We're trying to see how many people are listing this, if it's even worth buying. I'm going to sort by shipping and price, the lowest first, so I know what the lowest seller is. I want to make sure I'm only doing auctions for this example. So let's see. So, maybe not auctions, buy it now, price. So looking at it, I'm seeing 64, I'm seeing another 66 with shipping, 69, 69. Let's go back. So you can buy it as low as 30. So if you can find this for $30, you can flip it for, it looks like double the amount. And then you got to calculate the eBay fees, the shipping costs, to make sure it's still worthwhile. So right now, the item looks profitable. It looks like an item that you want to source. Let's see how well it's selling. The one thing I like to do is go down to the bottom. And you can actually sort by sold items. So you just click this checkbox. And that's going to show you listings of only sold items. So we saw there are a lot of sellers selling the item. Now let's see if the item is actually selling. So looking here, I'm seeing 59 August 2nd, August 25th, that was yesterday, for 50 plus $12 shipping. So right now it's looking like you're only making maybe a $20 profit. Probably something I would pass on, but if you buy enough of them or you have enough volume or it's selling quickly, it's something you can buy in bulk. But just for the example here, we're just going to continue looking. We see another one sold $64 2 days ago. So this is about the profit where I would start entering now. It looks like there's quite a few that have sold in that $69 range. So it might be something that I buy one, test the waters with, or buy a couple. Now let's check Facebook Marketplace. So Facebook Marketplace, you're not going to usually be able to search by the UPC. You see I put the UPC in, the items don't really show up. Let's close that out. So what we're going to do is let's just take the name, the Lego Edition McLaren F1 Team. Helmet. I'm going to search by item name and Facebook Marketplace. So I do see a couple sellers. I see a global one in California. No, this one's near me, Beverly, $80. So I only see a couple items listed. It's probably something that I would take and cross-list it. So I would probably list on both platforms. A lot of collector items, and we'll go over this shortly, a lot of the collector items are going to do better on eBay versus Facebook Marketplace, where Facebook Marketplace is going to be a lot for the furniture and heavier items. Another thing that you can check in Facebook Marketplace is you can check sold, see if there was any sold listings or anybody that's marked it as sold. So we see two. Not a ton, really. So we see two that sold on Facebook Marketplace, 74 and 60. It's not really a great mover on Facebook. Could use the Maytag gas dryer that was $296 on clearance last week as an example. Let's see. I think I saw that one under Run Deals. So that one I probably won't list on eBay because it's an extremely heavy item. It's not going to be something that's really worth shipping on eBay. But we'll check this for Facebook Marketplace. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? So let's see if I can pull up the item name. So Maytag Pet Pro. So with washers and dryers, a lot of times I try to find or base it on comparative items, so it doesn't have to be the same exact item, as long as it's a dryer that features the same size, or you can kind of get a ballpark. So what I'm going to do is this Maytag Pet Pro. I want to make sure, because it's brand new, and this is a huge selling point, I'm going to make sure I check off the new. And looking here, I'm seeing 790, 500, 700, 600, all the way down. And these look like very similar items. I would say all day you'd be able to get $400 or $500, probably pretty quickly with this item. You can check sold items, and you're seeing the same thing. Sold $649. This looks like almost the same exact one. $529, $499, $610. So you're in that ballpark range. So if you bought this for, what was the run deal? $296, and you're selling this for $400 or $500 in a week, it's a good day. Let's hop over to our slide deck. So where to source? You guys are in the #1 group right now, Deal Soldier. This is going to be where I source all my inventory from. I have found a few items from garage sales, but I'd say 95% of my items come from Deal Soldier. And inside this group, I'm going to look for any of the run deals. I source a lot from the run deals and hot deals. I'm going to look at the Extreme Walmart, the Walmart clearance, the Extreme Home Depot clearance, Lowe's, Target. If you have Sniper is a huge sourcing, especially if you're into contractor items like flooring, appliances. I've sold water heaters. I sold tiles. We sold paint. I love contractor items because they're always buying and they're always coming back to buy more. You can also get from retail clearance. That's where we're talking about the retail arbitrage, where you're buying at the 80, 90% off. You're selling it for 20, 30% off. I've seen people get the liquidation or pallets, or they go into their Staples and they buy, I believe Staples does the Amazon bins where every day it goes cheaper and cheaper. Online arbitrage. We talked about that. Some people actually buy from Facebook Marketplace and then relist on Facebook for higher because they know it's a better item than what the person selling it was, or the person selling it wanted to get rid of it very quickly. So what to look for? Exactly, ZZ Emporium. It's a big repeat buyer market. So a lot of my Facebook buyers, I ask them, hey, are you looking for anything else, especially contractors? Do you mind if I save your number and I'll forward you anything that I get along the way? And that's huge. 90% of our contractor stuff now is repeat buyers. There's a way to know going to be 100% a penny item at a certain Home Depot. Sniper. Sniper is the best tool we have to 90% chance of an item being a penny. If you have, let's see, I don't think I have Sniper logged in here. Yeah, I don't think this account has it. Yeah, so this account doesn't have it, but in Sniper, it'll tell you with confidence that there's a high chance of that item being a penny, and that's when you want to go to that Home Depot, especially if it just hit your list the same day or the next day. With Home Depot penny items, it's really important to get to the store as quick as possible and find the item before an employee pulls it off the floor. Because when an item is marked a penny at Home Depot, it's really meant for the employees to actually pull off the item and either pack it in a pallet, ship it back, or to destroy it. So what to look for when you're buying? Recognizable brands like the Maytag dryer with proven demand. So you're going to have Nike, Apple, anything that's a major brand. That's a great, usually typically high demand, moves very quickly. Discontinued items are hard to find items, especially with the holidays. The discontinued soaps, the discontinued scents and candles, and that people attach to a scent. And if it's going out of business or going away, or they want to make sure they stock up on that, and that's great for moving it, especially if you bought Halloween candles or Halloween soaps for pennies on the dollar and you're selling them for almost full retail. Complete sets. In clean condition, so if you're looking for collector sets like the Hot Wheels, the Barbies, there's quite a few of them, the Star Wars, complete sets are going to do better than individual, but individuals still sell extremely well. Sniper and extra cost would like to use all the tools. So Sniper is an extra cost. If you hop into Deal Soldier, I recommend everybody at least try the 5-day trial that they have, see if it's for you. I make a ton of money off Sniper, as well as the Deal Soldier clearance at Walmart. I would pay this 10 times. One item can pay your whole Sniper bill for the year. But basically, you're just going to go to Sniper X Clearance, choose plan, start your 5-day trial, see if it's right for you. I can tell you, if you're brand new to the group, start using the Deal Soldier tools. Get comfortable with that. As soon as you want to expand, or as soon as you want to start finding more, start utilizing the Sniper. See how it is for you. See if it works for you. Sniper's great because it does the Home Depot, and you can do it per store. It does Lowe's per store, BJ's. It's got a whole marketplace extra. It's basically an extension of Deal Soldier. So definitely try this if you haven't. Try the 5-day trial. See if it's right for you. So we talked about complete sets. Another huge selling, especially around Christmas, is seasonal and niche collector demand. You probably have seen it multiple times where people are buying Home Depot Halloween items and flipping it for 2, 3, 4 times. We do it. So we buy all the blow molds, the dinosaurs, the animatronics. You saw the Freddy guy from Spirit Halloween went crazy. Seasonal items are great, especially because you can sell them for 2, 3, 4 times what you paid for them. So what you want to do is make sure there's demand, condition, and margin, purchase that item. What's great about Deal Soldier and a lot of the places that we're buying from, like Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, I said it already, but I can't stress it enough, is you have a great return policy. Home Depot, if you're a pro member, you buy something and you can't sell it in 90 days, bring it back to the store, you get your full money back. You literally just borrowed that item, no risk, couldn't sell it, gave it back. Home Depot's your pawn shop. It's great. What to avoid? Too many active listings, not enough sold. So if you start noticing that there's thousands of listings and only 2 or 3 have sold on eBay, red flag, stay away from it. Heavy items with weak margins, where if you're not going to make enough money shipping it, or you can't move it on Facebook Marketplace, that's probably best to avoid the item, or you're going to sit on it for a while. Or restricted brands and counterfeits. I can tell you, I stay away from the Apple counterfeits. I stay away from any Nito counterfeit. It just hurts you. It hurts you more than it helps you, even if you make a couple quick bucks. And restricted brands like alcohol, I know you can't sell on eBay or any of the alcohol brands, so just keep an eye on that as well. So let's talk about eBay. Real quick, the first thing, if you don't have an eBay account, I definitely recommend everybody after this call starts at least creating the account and start listing. And I'll go over the tips and tricks to how to boost your eBay account right off the start. Let's go into selling. So the big thing with eBay, let's just go to my active listings, is this right here. This name, it's basically your search terms. This name right here, the title, it is huge. I've seen a lot of people poorly list their title or poorly put their title in there where only a few words, or that's really your search terms. That's what they are searching based on. So they're searching really on your title as well as your description. So those are very important fields. So you get 80 character limit. Make sure you're utilizing this 80 characters as best as you can. How do I expand my stores on Deal Soldier? I only can choose Home Depot, Walmart, Target. You're talking about in Sniper? You're talking about inside of Deal Soldier. In Deal Soldier, you're going to see all the stores listed below. So you have the Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Target. And then these other stores, don't sleep on these. Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, the clearance stores. A lot of times you can buy that at a retail price. So say you pay $9 and you can flip it on eBay for $30 to $40. And we give you live samples of everything. And you'll see this across everything. So the Star Wars, Beyblades, $30, sell them for $80. Cleats, buy them for $35, sell them for $130. And these are just from these other major clearance stores that are around all the states, as well as other stores. And a lot of times you'll start seeing this populate a lot more in Christmas time because you have Cracker Barrel, that's a great sourcing. I believe Sam's Club is great sourcing. Aldi's, you're going to see Cracker Barrel, as I mentioned. Five Below, these dumplings are going crazy. A lot of the Halloween items and a lot of the Christmas items are going to start populating in here. So if inside of Deal Soldier, just make sure you're utilizing all the channels. So you have your Target, you have your Ross, TJ Maxx, other stores. You have your Blowout Bunker, so here's another way to get more stores. You have your Woot, which is an Amazon extension. You have your Amazon deals that you can resell. Kroger, Best Buy, Walgreens, Tractor Supply, Kohl's, JCPenney, Bass Pro Shop. A whole list of online stores right here that you buy it online and ship it right to your house. As well as online finds. These are going to be those high demand items, the FOMO items, like these Topps Chrome Baseball Sapphires. You pay $649, sell for $800. And we give you examples of what you're going to buy it for and what you're going to sell it for. Trading cards, everybody knows about Pokemon these days because there's been a lot of fights over it. If you're looking for Pokemon cards, we have great channels for that. I mean, Deal Soldier is a whole toolkit in itself. And then if you want to expand upon Deal Soldier, like I mentioned before, you have Sniper X, where you can go to Sniper X, choose a plan, and start your 5-day trial and see if this is right for you. So back to title optimization. Make sure you're utilizing the full 80 characters in that title. Extremely important. This is what they're going to search on, this title right here. Lead with the searchable terms, so usually brand, model, size, color, condition. Make sure you can get as much of that into that title as you can. Every word is going to help your search. So use words if it's brand new, make sure you're using new, sealed, or if it's rare or authentic, put those words in the title. Like you see right here, I put, where did I do it? Did I put authentic? Yeah. So new, authentic, century, toy, pick, color. So I made sure I put all the search terms right in that title. And you're going to see that, like, these Neato Nice Cubes, I have 241 people that found this item in the last 30 days. And you're going to see it on the right. So signed Ariana Grande, 34 people have found this item. And these are just based on the search terms that I put in there. Zachary, yeah, I can definitely take a look at that. If you tagged me in it, I can take a look after this call. Usually I sit down after this, eat dinner, and then I can review some of that for you. So item specifics, extremely critical. I see a lot of people pass over this. I'll show you what I mean. Make sure you fill out all the required and recommended item specifics that you can. So anything that you can find an item, put in there. Specifically, it helps eBay match the buyers to you. It's another tool for search terms, and they'll push you to the top if you have more specifics in there than other people. Include the brand, model, MPN, or UPC, or size, color, condition. And the more accurate you are, it's going to help increase that buyer visibility. And I'll show you what we're talking about. So for an example, these needles right here, if I edit this, right here, so item category, item specific. So you're going to see this after you put the item in. The brand, I put the shielding, Century Toy. Character family, I put Neato. The age, I put 3 and up, or 5 and up, I'm sorry. No vintage, recommended age 3. I don't have an MPN, so I left that blank. It's from China, and the model is an ice cube. I put as much as I could and filled all those out. If there's any other ones, fill them out. It could help you find that buyer. As well as I put a lot in the description. Hey Chris, welcome in. So make sure you're filling out as much as you can on those item specifics, because that's going to help match people to you. So offer free returns. Now I've seen a lot of people don't offer. I've seen a lot of people offer. Typically I don't offer free returns unless it's something that I can eat the cost on. But offer free returns, especially if you're a top seller. Our top seller gives you 10% on your fees back. But things that I can offer returns on, or that I'm willing to offer returns on, is if there's a low risk, something that I know that they're not going to send back or send me a fake. If the margins are strong enough to eat the cost of it, where if I sold enough of them and I get one bad one and I take that return in, it's not going to kill me. Or the fee, this is going to help you save on those fees, as we were talking about. And the category is predictable, where you can pretty much, let's see, can I show you? So what you want to skip free returns on, it's anything that has common issues, like say they bought an electronic and within a week something usually breaks on it. That's something that I probably wouldn't offer a free return on, because after the 30 days you don't have to take the item back. Items that are low margin, or it's going to cost you more to ship back to you. Items that are heavy or bulky, where you have to pay for that return label to come back to you, it's probably not worth taking a return on. Or if there's a high abuse for risk. For an example, I've seen people sell AirPods, Apple AirPods authentic, and then they get back the cheap China knockoffs, and they go into a battle with eBay to try to get their money back. So Facebook, let's talk a little bit about Facebook Marketplace now. Before I do that though, let's go back to eBay. I'm going to list a fresh item for you, show you a couple of tips and tricks here when we do that. Now, if you're new to eBay, there's a couple things to keep in mind. If you made a brand new eBay account today, when you list an item, every single item is going to be shadow banned until it gets live view of either the robot or a live view from a eBay What shadow ban really means is you can see the URL, you can see the listing, but it may take 24 to 48 hours for that listing to be public. And that's just because on new accounts, eBay likes to put extra precautions in place where they're going to make sure that it's not scam or there's no red flags before your item goes live. So a lot of times you see people, hey, my listings are not getting any views. Especially with new users, it could take 24 to 48 hours before you start getting traffic to your listing where that link is live inside of the eBay search. Another quick thing is, if you want to grow your eBay account, make sure you are giving accurate shipping, accurate weights. You're shipping on time. So if you put 1 day handling time, you're shipping that within the 1 day. Make sure you stay within the margins. We'll talk about a little bit why that's important about becoming a top seller. But one of the tips and tricks I like to do, for an example, I have, let's see, I have Nike Mind Triple Black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search the item because I have this one to sell. I'm going to find the Triple Black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on an item. Actually, before I do that, I like to do samples of ones that sold. So I click on the item. I find one that's sold recently. I'm going to sell one like this. So what's great about doing this, sell one like this, is it's going to pre-populate everything that they pre-populated. You want to double check it and make sure it's accurate, but you're going to notice that it's put a title in. This title has been proven to actually sell items, as well as it's going to fill out a lot of the specifics. Excuse me, a lot of the specifics for you. New with box. What I'm going to do right here is I'm going to drop photos in. I already had them pre-ready. Let's drop photos in. So with photos, if it's a brand new item, you can use the stock photos. eBay does require, if it's a used item or a pre-owned item, that you do take your own photos and upload your own photos. I'll go back and add a couple extra photos in here after this, but this is just more for this sample here. So Nike Mind, Triple Black, Chrome, cool. So this is the description, that's the model, that's the size. So this is the size that I have for sale. Perfect. I go down. I'll probably go back in, see what else I can fill in later. The one thing is, people ask me, what do you put in the description? Well, description is another tool that you're utilizing to help you have buyers find you. So it's more keywords for them to search on. If you don't know what to put in the description, everybody's best friend right here, ChatGPT, it's great at filling out eBay descriptions. And I'll show you what I mean. Like, if I go to here, I take this title, as simple as this. So I take the item, or you can take the Walmart listing or the Walmart.com listing. Say, I am selling this on eBay. Brand new. Please help with title and description. Make description HTML fancy and color. So real quick, I mean, everybody's utilizing ChatGPT now. It is great at eBay. It has a lot of the eBay knowledge already pre-built in. And while that cooks a little bit, I want to show you one more thing. So at the bottom, this is my recommendation to everybody. This is what I do. Especially if you're brand new to eBay, I can tell you a lot of items now. I don't need to do this as much because eBay is automatically boosting me to the top with the top seller. But I like to add a ad rate, and now they're going to give you a crazy default at 12%. All you need is 2% or higher. I like to do 2.1%. That is what's going to happen by doing an ad rate by 2.1% is it allows your listing to show up multiple times inside of eBay. So what that means is I put this 2.1%, I'm allowing eBay to advertise my product. If somebody's searching the product, they may see me at the top, skip over, read a few other listings, and then my item is going to show up again in their search. It allows the item to show up multiple times in the search, and they'll also move you above other people that are not promoting the listing. So that's one of the great tools that I like to do is add an ad rate, but I like to change it to 2.1. Anything over 2.1 is really not helpful. It doesn't increase it as much as you would think it does, where if I put 12%, I'm not getting as much benefit as I'm doing as a 2.1%. Crazy to think of, but 2.1 is a great starter point. Let's go back to our ChatGPT. So it gave me a title. I'm actually going to keep the title that was in there, but it also gave me the fancy HTML description. and I'll show you why I did that. So if I go back to my description, show HTML code, I paste it in, and then I unshow HTML code, and now it gives me the description. Make sure all this looks right. Everything looks fine. Condition brand new. Like your mind, securely packaged shipping. Great, great, great. And now I'm just going to list that. And now I listed my first item, and it only took a few moments. If you have any questions on listings, or I forgot to set a price, so that doesn't help. So I'm just going to list it for 175. Actually, I think I saw other comps for 159, but we'll see what 175 does, and we can change it. And I just want to make sure that size is size 11, so I don't get burned on that. Perfect. List it. So within a few moments, I was able to list that just by selling one like these off another listing. So now we're going to talk about Facebook Marketplace, listing an item, and some of the tips and tricks on Facebook Marketplace. Safety first, always. Meet in well public areas, well-lit places. I heard way too many horror stories about Facebook Marketplace. I have had all good luck, knock on wood, and I want to continue that trend. I like to meet in public places like 24-hour Dunkin'. A lot of the police stations have a 24-hour surveillance where they have a camera on a spot where you can do Facebook trades or Marketplace trades. I like to make sure it's only cash or verified payment methods, and what that means is anybody asks me, I'm always going to say cash only. So they say, hey, if it's something that's like flooring where it's $700, $1,200, $2,000, I will accept Zelle and I will accept Venmo, but I will not use anything else. I won't accept Cash App. I won't accept any other currency other than cash, Zelle, or Venmo. The new seller app. Can you define more what you're talking about, Ryan? I apologize. So finding comps. We talked about finding comps on eBay. I showed you a little bit how to do the finding comps on Facebook Marketplace as well. You're just going to want to make sure you're matching that condition, size, color. Comparing that sold range, make sure that range is well for you. And make sure you're calculating it and it's profitable for you. Reading the market, and this is a little bit what we went over already, so I'm going to flow through this a little bit quicker. Make sure that there's a heavy flow in sold count, as well as make sure it's moving. There's a lot of recent sold, or excuse me 1 second, let me just put my dog outside. Wow, I've been talking. You missed quite a bit. Thank you, Jose, for letting me know. So I'll go right back to this. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Reading the market. If there's a lot sold recently, probably good movement. You can sell that pretty quickly. I fixed it. Thank you. You're gonna, if you notice that, I'm sorry, my wife just came in to let me know the sound was off as well. It's coming back, I promise. I'm sure there's a little delay. Okay. Healthy market, buy. Not a lot sold, or something that, if there's 2 sold and say 20 listings, it's probably something that you're going to sit on for maybe a month or 3, or even 6 months, depending on how many are actively sold or how many people are searching that item. So try to read that market. Try to see if there's a lot of sold items on it. That way you can decipher how quickly that's going to move or how long you have to sit on an item. So as I mentioned, photos that sell. I mentioned that on eBay you can use these stock photos. Let's see, is it still coming across? Yeah, I'm seeing my mic coming across. Sounds good now. Thank you, Mary. I mentioned on eBay you can use stock photos on brand new items. For Facebook Marketplace, you could, but it doesn't move as well. Facebook Marketplace, a lot of people think stock photos mean scam or one of those scams that they see where they're going to reach out to you and you're going to give them the runaround or payment options or real photos. Even if it's brand new in box, take a picture of the box with the brand new item in it, and then take all different views. Take the front of the box, take the description of the box, take the barcode, as much information on that box, include that in your Facebook listing, and I'll show you what I mean. So if I go to my Facebook and I go to my selling, I think I have some flooring items in here still. So like this stroller that I have for sale, let me go into this one. Do I have to edit it to open it up? Edit listing. You're going to notice that the stroller that I have for sale, it's brand new in box. And what I did was I took multiple angles of that item and I took pictures of it and put that up there instead of putting the default pictures, just because people want to see that it's real. This looks like a driveway that's in Massachusetts. It's not in a tropical destination, or this just gives you more credibility as you start building up reviews. And I did that with all my listings. So like the Nitos, the Halloween countdowns, I listed real photos of it even though it's brand new in box. I did it for flooring. I do it for all items. And then if you include the stock photos, it's okay to do after the real photo. So if you have if you say, for an example, this flooring right here, I included this real photos of it in multiple angles of the box, as well as the stock photos so they can see the color a little bit better. And this is okay to do. Just make sure, even on brand new items, you include the real photos. No text, borders, or watermarks. Typically, cleaner photos are going to work better. You don't have to put your seller name or anything else in that photo unless you're listening to like a Facebook group where you want to put your seller ID so they know that it's not stolen photos. So shipping strategy, especially with eBay, you want to make sure you're calculating the price and the size of the box as accurate as possible because that eats into your profits. You make sure you weigh and measure every item, and you can even use the eBay shipping calculator. Shipping calculator. So right here, say if I have a scale next to me, so I weigh every item. Say I'm selling a Nito that's 2 ounces. I'm going to bring this dimensions as low as I can. So if I'm using a bubble mailer that's say 6 by 9 by 3 inches, and I'm shipping from, and I'll just put any zip code in here, and I can put an optional zip code, or I can just leave it, and I can see the shipping services available. Now looking at this 2 ounce item that's a 693, I can kind of calculate the average price. So if I use USPS ground, I'm looking between $5 and $9 max, which is great because now I can build that price in if I'm offering free shipping and I'm trying to get my listings boosted. So make sure you calculate your shipping costs. That way you can build that into your fees. But make sure you weigh and measure and keep it as small of a box as possible and as light as possible as you can. Compare USPS, UPS, and FedEx. The rates are not equal all on the same boxes. USPS does great with very light items or smaller boxes, where UPS and FedEx are going to do better with heavier items or larger boxes. And then make sure you pack it safe and you upload the tracking as soon as you get it, especially with eBay. eBay loves to reward sellers that upload their tracking right away, or they fulfill a certain percentage of uploaded tracking on time, or ship or arrival on time. eBay rewards you for that and starts boosting your listing to the top, as well as you get paid. So if you're a new seller to eBay, typically you get paid after the item arrives at the user. So as quick as that item has shown delivered, it's within a day, and then you get your money, or you can get paid out. If you have an established eBay account and you become a standard seller, you can actually get paid the next day after somebody buys your item. So somebody bought my Nitos today, I can go back tomorrow and cash that money out. We talked a little bit about return strategies. If you're a top-rated seller and you offer free returns, that will offer some deals on, I think it's 10% off of your seller fees. So say if my seller fees were $10, I would get 10% off. I would get $1 back off my seller fees. You don't have to put a return policy. It'll still help you boost your listings being a top-rated seller. But if you don't offer returns, you don't get the cash back on, or not even cash back, you don't get a deal on your seller fees. As we mentioned, Top Rater Plus, if you're a top rated seller and you want to continue staying Top Rated Plus with the benefits, You have to require 30-day free returns, same day, 1-day handling. So that means if I have an item and I sold it, my handling time is only 1 day. I can ship it out tomorrow. And that'll unlock the extra seal that goes on the logo at the bottom right, as well as any fee discounts. So pre-sale rules. What they're referring to is items that, and I'll show you on online deals right here. That's on items that you purchased today, your item's getting shipped to you, but it doesn't release, say, until next month. So say, for an example, if I bought these top chrome today and they don't really release until September 12th, I can put it as a pre-sale. So that means as soon as I get the item, I'll ship it out to the buyer. There's a couple caveats with that, though. So I need to guarantee my shipment within the eBay's pre-sale window. So if it has to be able to be shipped out within 30 days. I have to have pre-sale on the title. So if I go to eBay and I search pre-sale, you'll notice this will be in a ton of titles, and that's just because the item hasn't released. So pre-sale 7.8, pre-sale. These are items that the person doesn't have yet. They can't ship it out yet, but they'll ship out in the future. State the expected ship date. So if I go into any of these listings, you'll notice in the description, pre-sale shipping is estimated at 30 days, but may take longer. So this is not okay. So eBay doesn't allow this. So if they're not able to ship it within 30 days, they'll actually get a strike against their account. Let's go back to another buyer or another, say this one right here. So they might have removed it because it already released. Publication date was 7/8, so that's fine for them. And I don't know any of that released recently, so I can't really show you a great example. Let's see if this person did it. So release date, ETA late August, roughly August 20th. You see how, because it's a pre-sale, they put the estimated shipping date. So they're estimated to receive the item August 20th and ship within that time frame, which would make it okay to ship or to list with the pre-sale title. Just make sure you set your handling time to include the acquisition and the handoff. So what they're saying is when you list an item for sale, I'll show you. Sell. Where's the new item? I think my chat's cutting it off. Create listing. Total upload. Okay, this is new. Let's see. We'll just do Tops Chrome. Let's take any item. I go down to the handling time. Where's my shipping? Shipping. So payment. Okay, right here. So shipping. My policy. If I go in, edit a policy. I actually have to. Is it this policy? Okay, right here. So handling time. Say if this was a pre-sale for 30 days, I'm going to have to go to handling time, increase this to 30 days. And as long as I save this and I can ship it out within that 30 days, it's okay to pre-list an item before you have it. Sometimes a lot of items you'll buy today and they'll be there within a week. You can just put handling time as 7 business days. And the shorter this is, the better that buyers are going to trust you more, as long as it's within that time frame that you're able to ship that out. Skip pre-sale if the supply timing is not reliable. So say if you bought an item and it's not coming to you for 60 days, just wait 30 days before you list it on eBay so you can stay compliant in that eBay pre-sale rules. So power words, especially in the title description. If you have the item in hand, you can put in hand, ready to ship, ships today, or same day. These are very big power items where somebody's going to pick you if this is in your title versus somebody else, even if their handling time is in that same 1-day window. And then a little bit about Facebook Marketplace. The reason, what it benefits and why to use it is it's great for local cash flow, so you get the cash as soon as you sell it. Obviously, you're not paying shipping weight, so you have that Maytag dryer, and somebody comes and picks it up. You don't have to worry about the $300-400 it would have cost you to ship that item. and the seller rating is going to help build your trust. So the more people that buy off you, more people say, hey, I bought off this guy, great seller, and they do the check boxes, means somebody's going to trust you more. Just make sure you're using the real photos, your honest condition. So if it's a used item, put the honest condition inside of there. That's going to allow people to trust you more. Make sure your price is clear. And typically I'll price a little bit higher than I'm willing to take because everybody always wants a deal for some reason on Facebook Marketplace. And then any listing that is available to refresh, and I think I have some available. Let's see, if I go to Facebook, I might have did this yesterday because I just came back from vacation. If you go into your seller dashboard, you're going to see, yeah, it looks like I have none to renew, but if I click renew and I had listings right here, you can renew any listing every 7 days, and then after you renew, say 3 times, you can actually delist and relist, and they move you right back to the top. So if you renew a listing, it gets moved right back to the top, or delist, relist will help you move right back to the top. And then the great posting times, especially for Facebook Marketplace, is before work, lunch hours, so the midday, 11 to 1, or the evenings when people are settled the kids down, browsing Facebook Marketplace right before they go to bed. These are 3 great times to post your listings. How true is the pricing on Deal Soldier? What are the chances the prices aren't the same at the store? So the prices that we have are the same prices that we're receiving from the in-store inventory. So if you find the item in store and Deal Soldier is showing that item for that price, it's pretty much a 99.9% chance that item is going to be the same price. Now, if you're talking about like sniper and penny items, that's a little bit deviant. So we use an algorithm for the penny items where, say, if you go to Home Depot and it says there's a high chance of it being a penny, if that item is not on the penny SKU list at that store, or the item was removed while you're on the store, that item might be full price. But a lot of times, if you're talking about like Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, and you're finding them in the clearance section of Deal Soldier, so if you're going to Deal Soldier and you're finding them in here, right here, like the Walmart clearance, and you click search now, these prices are going to be the same prices that we're pulling from the store. We're using their system to get those prices. Hopefully that answers your question. So Facebook Marketplace, you have a lot of tire kickers, and what I kind of do to deal with them is when somebody says, is this available, and you'll get this 100 times, just keep putting the ball in their court. Don't make it so it's open-ended. Say, if this is available, I like to say, yes, it's available. When would you like to pick it up? Will you take less? I consider a reasonable offer. What do you have in mind? Because if you give them a cost, right? So say, well, you take less and it's $100. You say, I can do 80. They'll say, how about 70? So see what they have in mind, and then you can go up from their price. If they give you a lowball offer, just say, thanks for the offer. I'm staying at the listed price for now. Or thanks for the offer. The best I can do is $80 and stick to that price. Or if you have an interested buyer, great. What location works best for you? Say, does Dunkin's at 3 o'clock work for you? Kind of throw it in their court where you can set up a time to meet so you can try to close that deal. So we talked a little bit of Top Rater and the benefits of it. To become a Top Rater from eBay, you just have to have 100 transactions. And one easy way to do this is, I've seen a lot of people do it with trading cards or Pokemon cards, where they take cards that are valued between $3 or $5, listed on eBay, and just quick sales. They make no money, but they can hit these 100 transactions very quickly and start getting their eBay account established and getting a trusted buyer or becoming a trusted seller. If your sales are over $1,000 with a less than 0.5% defect rate, less than 3% late shipments, and your tracking's been uploaded 95% of the time. As long as you have this, you can become a top-rated seller, and it helps you boost your listing to the top, as well as give you some kickback on your fees. I know that was a lot stored at you in the last 50 minutes. Do we have any questions that you want me to go over, or that you would like me to answer? Anything on the sourcing, pricing, listing, or returns? No, as I mentioned, I know there was a lot thrown at you. If I don't see any questions and you have a question later on, just hop into the chat support, start a chat, and you'll chat with one of our team members. You'll see Rhino came in here already. Hey, buddy, we are here to help. Let us know. And I can say, hey, I saw Buddy's eBay, but I'm not really sure how to get started. You mind just walking me through it, or What's the best way to sell this Maytag dryer? What's the best way to sell these flooring? Any questions you have, we're here for you 24/7. You have a question, there's no dumb questions, we'll have answers. Or if we don't have an answer, we'll go and find it for you. I do want to thank everybody for spending the last 50 minutes with me. I know it's been a lot. If the one thing I want to give everybody for like a quest or a challenge is if you do not have an eBay account, make one right now. Get started. See what it takes. If you haven't sourced your first item, hop into the Deal Soldier. Start going through the Walmart leads. Start going into the Home Depot leads. Start finding those first items to buy or to sell. There's plenty out there. I want to see everybody be successful. If you guys are successful, we're successful, and we become a very close-knit community. Hopefully I answered as many questions as I can, or any questions that have came about. As I mentioned, you're not alone, and I thank everybody for being a Deal Soldier member. I hope you have a great rest of the night.